a little bit earlier. That's okay. So I think we will begin by watching just a few things I did since the last stream. Um, Not much. Well, it does have an impact really, but it's not so many features. So we do have first adding the types to the damage system, right? So now the damages which are calculated, they are calculated with the types. So each Pokemon brings in the damages to the types they have, and we have a final addition of all the types together to get the neutral um, neutral damage, full damage. So that's for the first commit here. The second one is I added very simple timers so that when we choose an attack in the selection in the middle, we just can't palm it. There's a 0.24 seconds of buffer between two clicks. This one is very cool. It's actually adding to the attacks on the screen a color based on the type of the attack. And the last commit is just I added a few more attacks for the rest of the Pokemons because during the last stream we only had attacks for Bulbasaur, Pidgey, Rattata, and I think that's it. That was the only Pokemons with attacks at the time. So let's just put this on GitHub so you guys can grab this anytime you wish. The fancy emote as usual, and we can push this. All right, so let's jump in Godot and see what it looks like. So I spent so much time during this kind of thing, which is there are like 18 types, 18 or 17, either one or the other, and I just have so many lists like this where I basically create things for each type. So here it's just the color of the attacks, but really if you want to see the scariest script, it's basically the damage script. So if we just take a look at the damage script, what we have is, first we have the enum with all the types, so that was already in the last stream, we already had this, right? But then I added a dictionary here, which contains the attack for all the types. And then we have a bunch of dictionaries, which are basically the super effective or not so effective in dictionaries, right? So the way I did this is I created dictionary for each type, right? So for example, here we have the normal effectiveness, and then we consider this the offensive type, and you have the coefficient for each defensive types. So then you have, well, one dictionary for each type. So it's actually not that long to complete and fill up. You just make one and you copy paste it, and then you change all the 0.5 or the 2. That's pretty fine. So of course this involved a lot of refactoring a bit, not refactoring, but update in those methods here to calculate damages. So now the Pokemons will individually give their damages to the type in a dictionary, right? So what it looks like, what we have is we start with Bulbasaur as usual. We can basically spam a seed on the PJ, and then once we get the PJ, we have access to Gust, which is very cool to get rid of the Oddish. We can grab the Oddish as well. And yeah, at the beginning, you have at the moment two ways to go with the game. You can just go by focusing on the poison type or focusing on the flying type. So Rattata, yes, finally he's there. There's this thing right now where basically when you attack with a certain type, let's say that you attack with Vine Whip. Vine Whip is grass type. So because Vine Whip is grass type, only how to put that? The grass attack, so grass Pokemons basically, will contribute to 100% to the damages of the attack. But other Pokemons only contribute to, I think it's 33%. Like, yes, that's there. If you're not of the type of the move, only 33% of the attack is applied. So yeah, at the moment, since we only have 3 routes, there's, I want to say, 2 strategies. The first one is to go with PJ and Sparrow from the route 2. So you have very powerful Gusts and Peck, because these are the new attacks. We have Gust, well, Gust was there, but we have Peck now. We do have Poison Stinger, and as well as Bug Bite. So Bug Bite is usually a very strong attack. I mean, very strong, let's not exaggerate, but it's a strong attack compared to Gust, Peck, Seed, Vine Whip. But I decided to just tune the damages down a little. So yeah, it's the same. At the moment, all the attacks have a coefficient of 1.1. So it's all pretty similar. So the result of that is the composition of the team is actually going to be quite important, because I want to say there's 2 ways to go with the game considering how it is designed. The first way is to basically have a team with Pokemons of the same type. If they are all of the same type, what's happening is that you will have very powerful attacks of that said type, but you will have very poor coverage. While if you actually choose to have more Pokemons, like let's go to Route 3 and grab this Caterpie. Caterpie. Yeah, anyway, let's grab this one. Wow, we do so little damages. Let's just fill the team. So yeah, we can basically grab the Caterpie here and maybe, well, Rattata is definitely not the best, but the idea here is that we will have grass, poison, flying, normal, bug bite, bug, and yeah, that's it. So this way you will maybe hope for wider coverage, and maybe the random will be gentler, if we could say that. So anyway, that's pretty much the current state of the game. The next few things I actually want to do before I declare the first version, the first development version done, the first thing I want to do, basically make an unlock system for the routes so that we can add more routes and unlock those by, at the beginning we can use the very simple defeat 10 Pokemons to unlock the next route. That's going to be very fine to do. So that will be one of the big features I want to implement. The next one is save and load. Save and load, I think, is probably quite important if we wanna declare that first version flag somehow. First, I actually want to try something. I just thought about this when I was starting live, which is just adding a tooltip to that little button here. So, so that we do know it's actually used to capture, right? Like, uh, capture Pokemon. That's pretty lame, but the idea is that I actually want this not to be, well, that's better than nothing. That's costs very low, and that's an easy fix, I could say. So yeah, on the side features that I would like to do, I would like to have tooltips on the Pokemons there so that it displays the attack as well as the moves the Pokemon knows to help basically forge a team, right? So that's something I want to do at some point as well. Another thing I could do is add another check button basically to stop the auto combat so that we can add tooltips to the moves so we can anticipate the damages they will do. That could be something to do, but probably not in the first version. Just dropping by a few ideas that came up. So anyway, I think maybe we could start by saving and loading. The saving and loading shouldn't be like super hard to do, except that I would have to go check on my other project the actual code for that, because saving and loading is just so annoying because you do it once per project basically, and then that's definitely not the kind of thing you learn in your memory how to write this because you just do it once. Yeah, well anyway, let's start by making this. So where will we put this save and load thing? We have the script, the abstract, database. I will put it in data and I will name it save and I will name it save load. So does it extends node? Nope. Actually, let me open the other projects to check the script for the saving and loading. So what do we have? Have the save system, and I'm pretty sure I will just grab this and paste it in the other one. So what do we have? We have the path, that's all right. Should load, that's just a debug function, property that I use to create, well, to not load outdated files. Then we have a static function, which is save data, and we save gameref.data, all right? And we just load it. So actually it's almost working right now. We just need to trigger this save data and load data when we do need to trigger it. So let's see. I will go in game right there because that's where we control everything at the moment. So here, enter tree, that's where everything happens. What we're gonna do is data equal, is it load? Does this return? No. Now it's actually, there's no return in there, all right? So what we should do is just load data basically. we just have this. So it's going to be save system dot load data, right? And if there's no data, we actually want to create a new file. So we're going to go with a simple check, which is if data is null. Well, I'm going to go with if not data, just, I don't know. If not data, we want to have data equal to data.new. All right. That should do for the loading at the moment. And what we need to add basically is a timer, which is going to be a new node, which will be a timer. And I'm going to name this save timer. So that's timers will be like 5 seconds. It will auto start and let's go. So from there, we will connect the signal to master so that every time the save timer times out, we just save manager, save system, dot save data, basically. So maybe we can try, well, the point is, we actually have no load system at the moment. Well, we have only one thing that needs to be loaded, and that's the list. We need to load the list, right? So let's start it. This list there, when we start the game, we want to load, because it only adds Pokemons when they are captured, basically. So what we want to do is, when we start the game, we want to generate all Pokemons which are already captured. That's something we need to do in there. So I think it's in the main view. So we have, no, it's in the user interface. And there, nope. We have team panel. Interesting. Or is it because this thing is, yep, nope, not even. Oh, there's actually another thing, which is Pokemon list view. That makes more sense. So here, all right. Here is the scroll container I was talking about. So this guy, we actually need to generate all the Pokemons which are there. Wait a second. It already does it? I already did that? What the well, let's check. Capture Pokemon. There's an error? Alright. So that's the loading. Okay. Game arrayed the data. And we can't load the path. That's unfortunate. Let me think. I think I will start by just checking the, where is it? We can start checking this save file to see what's in there. So we do have our Pokemon here. Then we have everything that's in there. So that's cool. Team is an array of string. Here we have, okay. But the problem is that I don't know actually. So what's going to be important at some point is that, well, I will just delete this save file and actually just not load it. False. so that we can work without. So yeah, I wanted to capture something, but it's not gonna work anyway. Well, actually the capture is not so lucky. Yeah, finally. So we can grab this guy. Okay. We can wait a few seconds so that it saves. And we can check the save file in there. Always open it. So what do we have? We do have, yes, we have the Rattata here. We do have the Bulbasaur. So that is actually fine. So let's try loading, and actually it's probably just gonna crash like the last time. Well, actually it's when we try to capture the Pokemon. Oh, is it because we... Alright, so let's see. Let's just make a check. Well, there's this thing. Let me try to put it differently. What I'm gonna do is based on the should load. So here, what I'm gonna do is if save system dot should load. If we should load, then we will have, maybe I can create data equal new data. So data equal data.new. Well, there's something I can do is just check on the other projects to be sure, but I think I can try instantiating the data object first. So here we have bar data. Oh yeah, because we actually create a new one and then we load. That's why. Well, actually, we don't need this. We just need to, yeah, data equal new one, and then we load it. So we'll have say system dot load data. And now we can, well, we're loading. So we should load the game. Nope. He's trying, there's a bug when we basically try to capture this guy. Is it because we try to capture this Bulbasaur? Because right there I have this initialize starter thing. So maybe I can, let's just ignore this instruction. And now the DB Pokemon attack is failing. Because data Pokemon is null, Pokemon attack is null. So it's loading, but not so much at the same time. So here, let's see. Everything's exports. It's fine. All right, so already this should be, well, I think I will export it. Maybe it's because of this export thing. This attack was an export. I thought it was a good idea at the time, but... And no, still a problem. That's kind of sad. Let's see, load data, enter construction. We load up the path. The path is the same anyway. Well, what we're gonna do then is I'm gonna ignore this at the moment. I will delete this. I will pretty much unstage everything and just keep. How do I? Can I destroy this? I'm gonna go with discard everything. That's gonna be faster. We're gonna discard everything and just move to the unlocking of the routes, and I will check on the save thing later on. It's gonna be better. Let's go with this route unlock. So what we need to do, I think I will make this in a similar way as I did the upgrades in my other project, except it's going to be more on a achievement way of doing things. So how can I put this? So we have the managers. So we already have a route manager right there. Route data. Okay. So what I'm going to do is create an abstract for route. So right there, I will create a new script, which is going to be abstract route. Is it supposed to be named road? Am I saying it the wrong way since the beginning? I think we can say route anyway. Abstract route. And that will be, I don't think we need to extend node here. Or maybe we do. I just want to check something. How did I do the upgrades? Because right there, what I did was have each upgrade, they extend upgrade, alright? An upgrade is an abstract somewhere. Well, it does extend node. Yes, but actually they were nodes that were not added as children. Yeah, that was weird. But anyway. So what we're going to do is we will have the abstract road. Let's name. We'll have the abstract root. I'm not sure what we will have there. So what I will do is instead I will start making the first route. I will make the first one, and when we're done knowing what's in the roots, I will just complete the abstract. So here we'll create a new script, which is going to be root 01. Well, is it 00? No, 01. Let's name it 00. It's going to be better. And say this. So right there we will extend abstract root, even though it's empty. And that's going to be class name root 01. Okay. So what we need basically is to keep track of the amount of Pokemons we have defeated in the route. We need to keep track of that so that we know when to unlock the next route basically. So we will have a variable which is unlocked, and that will tell us if we have unlocked this route already or not. Then we will have a defeated, which is, well, let's name it Pokemon defeated. That will be a counter which pretty much says how many Pokemons we have defeated on this route so far. This will go in the abstract, definitely. That will definitely go in the abstract. But actually, we can grab it now. I will close everything and just have those two scripts. It will be easier. Abstract root. There we go. So here we have this bar is unlocked. All right. So by default, we will just unlock all the roots. That will be easier. And in the individual root by, what we want to do is to use the init function so that when it is constructed, we can initialize the values. So here we will have is unlocked. So for the first root, it's actually going to be true by default. And what we want to do actually is load data. So maybe we could try to make the root data in at the same time. Well, let's have this. So let's create a script which is going to be data roots. Well, one root first. So we'll have roots extends resources. Well, results. And what do we want for each road? We want the key, which is going to be a string. Let's have it empty. Or I actually didn't initialize it, did I? No, I did not. Oh, defeat counter could be cool. That could be a cool name. Let's have this. So that's going to be defeat counter export defeat counter. And we can initialize it at 0. Yes, we actually have a constructor, right? And as we said, we need to know if the road is unlocked or not. So is unlocked, that's going to be a boolean, which is by default false. And do we need more at the moment? I don't think so. No, that's going to be fine, actually. So we can have the init constructor. And what do we have? We have the key, and we just need the key, actually. So let's have the keys as a string, and we want key to be equal as key. Now we have a single root. We need to name it. It's going to be data root. So now we can create an array of those roots. That will be right under there. Export bar root. And that will be an array. It's going to be a dictionary. My bad. So we'll have dictionary, and then we will just add the road, just like we add a capture Pokemon. Oh, yes, now I get it. Maybe actually the saving and loading was tragically derping because of the dictionary here. Maybe the use of dictionary is not supported in the old system I used. But anyway. So yeah, we have the roots right there. So now, what we want to do is try to load information. So maybe we can initialize it by default. So let's just change this defeat counter here. Defeat counter. So we'll have the default value. And then we can load the data. So we will have, let's create a load method just to be clearer. Nope. Underscore load then? Yes. So what we want to do is have, well, it's unlocked is going to be true for this one anyway. Then we'll have this, cluck, cluck, cluck. It's the defeat count. Yes, defeat counter equal game.red.data dot roots. And there we actually need to have the ID of the root somewhere. That's going to go there. But it's going to go on the top. So here we have the key of the root, which by default is nothing, and right there we want to initialize the key to 001. Was it 1? Yes. So actually I can rename this 001 because that's going to be the key of the root. All right. So right there, yeah, we have the roots, should have an S in there. All right, there is an S now. So what we're gonna do is just get the key as db root, well, data root actually. And we want to grab the defeat counter. Okay. So this way we load whatever is already saved. So from that point, what we want to do is watch for Pokemons being defeated. So we need a signal which will most likely be in the root manager. So right there we need a signal which is Pokemon defeated, and we need a key to know in which road we are in at the moment. So that this way, when this guy is instantiated, can I actually subscribe on a signal? I guess so. So here I could grab the manager root .ref .pokemon defeated .connect, and that will be on Pokemon defeated. Now I need to create a method on Pokemon defeated, and that will take a key. Well, that's actually gonna go on all. Well, that's fine. Well, that's optimization we will need to check on later. Okay, what we want to check basically is if key is equal to key, but one of those key is going to be underscore. So if the key is the same, we want to increase the Pokemon defeated count. So right there, we will have, I will create a new method for that, which is going to be increase defeat counter, so that we can add more logic to it later. So if the key is the key, well, it lacks an underscore. we want to increase the defeat counter right there. And if not, nothing. So that's cool. And if we want to increase the defeat counter, we want to increase it there and emit the signal. Quick question, how much is it costing to have the game up? I suppose you're asking about memories and stuff. So I'm not very sure if how to check that on Godot. I will just have to start the game again, and I guess I will be able to uh, try to look at those values in there. I just need to do something there so that I can save and start. All right. So maybe let's try to capture a few things because basically it's going to be there's going to be a little bit more calculations if there are small Pokemons. Let's capture another one. Right. So do we actually have things in there? Yes, I think. So it could be what you're looking for. Let me grab this bigger. That video RAM should be very, very low. Actually, we do load all the sprites individually at the moment, so there's not so many. But well. Alright. So I think you do have what you were trying to look at. If not, well then ask again with maybe a little bit more detail on what you're looking for. But yeah, there it is. So anyway, I was working on this increased defeat counter. So yes, obviously we want to increase the counter here. So defeat counter plus equal 1. And then what we want to do essentially is save it. So we want to have game.ref dot data dot roots and the key as data roots. So just so you know, at the moment the optimization has been discussed a little bit, but I'm focusing more on, I want to say, getting some features in. And yeah, I already gave some hints of optimization which can be done, but that's not the main focus at the moment. At the moment we are more looking at, well, having things which work. That's already decent. So yeah, we want to change the defeat counter here. Defeat counter to match the one in this class. Okay. I was thinking right now, because at some point we will need to add the roots to the dictionary of the game data. So, well, that will be probably in a create new file method, I guess. I don't know where I will put this and where it will be easier to deal with that. So anyway, so I said I needed a signal there. Um, the thing is, the feature I'm working on is unlocking the next route. So here, basically, we want to unlock root 002 based on those guys being defeated. But I don't think I want to have this code in the root 001. That would be weird. So yeah, I'm gonna use a root signal for now. Oh, we actually already have this one. So if I go in my root there, we already have the signal being triggered once. And I don't need to, yeah, I don't need to trigger it more. Well, no, I'm gonna, that's a tough one. No, I'm gonna leave it like this. And I will work on the root 2 with the same signal. So that signal is gonna be fired like crazy. I mean, yeah, everyone will be watching it. That would be weird. But eventually what we could do at some point is create a whole bunch of different signals. So basically right now, in the data, what we have is we have this, not this one, that's the database. We have this data route there. So for each route, we're checking the defeat counter and if it is unlocked. And the idea is that in route 002, we will basically have local variables, which will be how do you unlock this route? So the route 5 for route 002 will manage the unlock on its own. So yeah, maybe we can just try to jump on route 002 and that will fall nicely. So I'm just going to grab this to not copy paste, to rewrite too many things. So that's going to be 2, and actually they're going to be 002. So I'm gonna rename this one as well. Using 1 right there. So the key is going to be 2, obviously, and this one will be by default false. Maybe I could make, at the moment, a very simple check to see if, okay, if the object exists in data, it's all fine, otherwise we load it. By the way, I created load, but I never called on this one. So yeah, maybe you can have this if game data dot roots as key. We can try to do something like this. If game roots as key, then we want to load. Otherwise, we want to create a new road. So we want to have game.ref.data.roots and then create key. So that's going to be new. Now, still thinking in C# sometimes. So data root.new, and there we have the key. And I think that's it. There's only one argument. There's only one argument. So maybe we can make it like this. So there, we want to connect on Pokemon defeated. All right. Here it's tied to the key, so it's fine. Again, to the key, So we don't have to change much since the key is doing it all. So if that could go in the abstract, I guess, at some point. That's the point of having the abstract, obviously. Um, so yeah, what I want basically there is to create a variable which is going to be unlock progress. That's going to be an int, which is initialized to 0. Then we will have unlock goal. That's going to be, let's say, 10 at the moment. And yeah, basically we need to save this. So unlock progress and unlock goal will eventually go in its own data thing. Well, since all the roots will have this, I will most likely put it in there. So we're gonna go with unlock progress to be an int, which is 0. We don't really need to catch the goal because, well, all the roots will need 10 anyway. Yep. So maybe we just need to add this guy. So then, right there, the unlock progress in the unlock goal, they will go in the abstract. So there we will have unlock progress as an int, initialized to 0. And it's going to be a constant, unlock goal. And that's going to be an int set to 10 for them at the moment. Okay. So yeah, now we have this road too. And what we want to do basically is watch on Pokemon defeated. Well, it already exists. By the way, there's a lot of latency between the stream and the chat because I have a very crappy connection, so I'm reading a little bit late. But future routes are dependent on completing past routes, so I imagine you have a method that checks the route before to see if it opens up. That checks the route before to see if it opens up. Almost. What's gonna happen is, by default, there will be false there. And what's gonna happen is that on Pokemon defeated, here we're checking if the key of the route is the same to increase the counter. And what we're gonna do now is if key, well, underscore key, I think, yes. If underscore key is actually equal to 001, right there I'm actually setting the route, well, the previous one. And if this happens, I will progress unlock. And then what I'm gonna do right there, 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna go with progress unlock. It's gonna be void. Here we have unlock progress plus equal 1. And we make another check, which is if unlock progress is superior or equal to 10, then is unlocked is going to be true. We're going to go with game.red.data.roots.key as data root. And again, we will have this is unlocked Oops, is unlocked. Dot true. And what's gonna happen right now is I will hmm, I will just fire a signal. And what I'm gonna do is right there, create a signal, root unlocked, again with a key, so that my root 2 can go with root. That's gonna be manager root dot ref dot root unlocked, and I send in the key. So someone's saying, just wanted to say hi. Well, just wanted to say that your tutorials are incredibly helpful and easy to understand. Thanks for doing this. J'aime aussi l'accent. Ah bah oui. J'essaie, I try at my best to not have the French accent too much. Oh, well, you know, there's some things you can never hide. So here, actually, I wanted to emit the signal instead, and with the key right there. So whence, that's a when plus once. When we do have this done, this progress unlock should never exist anymore. So right there, usually what I used to do on my other project is that I just completely plugged out, but here the signal is gonna stay because of the increased if counter. So we're just gonna have a check, which is if not is unlocked, we're gonna progress this so that we don't keep increasing the progress value as we have already unlocked the root. So what should happen now is we should probably do the same for the root 3. Right, like this, for example, could literally be a in the abstract, as well as this and this. I think. Do I want to try it? Yes, let's try it. There we go. So we have this there. And in the root one, we actually don't need to redefine this or this. But this will have to change. But we do have load. What are you saying? Did I not say this? Yes, I didn't say it. And now my nose is itchy. Nice. So yeah, let's create the root 3. Create new script root. Actually, maybe we could do something weird. There's probably a way to make this better, but at the moment I don't have it, so that's gonna stay this way. Right. Yeah, so we do have the base code for the root 1 2 3. So what I'm gonna do, let me see how I was doing that. I was actually creating new things. So right there, basically what I'm gonna do is have a variable root 1. So either I can create it in there, or I can add the roots. They both work, I think. Because when we do create a node, the init method goes anyway. Let's actually try it this way. Can I? No, I need to add the node manually. That's too bad. That's going to be root 001. It's going to be root 002 and root 0. I could duplicate. What am I doing? I could try this. And instead have the ready there. I don't know. I'm kinda going YOLO right now. There's a problem right there. Hide the global script class. Really? Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. I'm not so sure. Yes, of course. Invalid index on data on route 1. You're supposed to check. So what am I doing? Game. Isn't that the whole point? Point is, today I'm very tired and my brain is not braining, so it's gonna be complicated, but anyway, let's try it. Oh, okay. That's a bad start because it's roots to begin with. All right, let's try again. So we do have this now. Let's check the remote. So we should have the root manager. And yes, I just want this in the inspector. So the decade counter should goes up when we fire the signal, which we don't. So let's just check the is unlocked, right? So right now we have 1, 2, yes. The unlock is fine. So we just need to adjust how we are firing that Pokemon defeated signal. So it's probably going to be in combat right there. And we have it on Pokemon defeated. But where is the signal that I use so much? I think it's manager root dot ref dot Pokemon defeated dot init with master. I think it's master dot current. Nope. Root. No, it's gonna be game dot ref dot data dot current root. I could have done this a little bit better, but that's how this will work for now. Let's just get rid of a few rats and birds. So now, if I go in a remote, manager, root, and root 1 is right there. And root 2 is progressing as well. So maybe we can actually keep going. Get rid of rats, birds, and bulbs. What are those? Oddish. It's a radish? Black radish? We don't have so many black radish around. Mostly pink ones. Well, I think we're good. And yeah, now the unlock progress is at 10 and as unlocked is going up. Finally, something that works. Got to go. Do selenium tests. Selenium tests? I have a vague image of what this could be, but I have no idea what this is. Anyway, thanks, and then maybe see you later. Where was I? Yes, I was thinking about the list of buttons right there. So we could do each button individually. That's probably what I'm gonna do at the moment because easy. So let's add a script which is gonna be built in, and that's gonna be root 01. Actually, it's gonna be root 01. So it's gonna extend button, and I'm just gonna rename this guy. So what do we want to do? We want to go with the ready function, obviously. And we want to watch for on, root, and locked. I think we created this signal. So we're going to check something first. We're going to go with if game, well, game.read.data.roots, and there I'm going to create a key. Bar key string 001. So I'm going to check on the root as data root, as usual. And I'm going to check is unlocked. So basically root 1 is going to be is unlocked every day. So it should be fine. If is unlocked, then we're going to go with disabled equal false. And leave it that way. And what we're going to do otherwise, it's going to be else. So if the root is locked, what I will do is I'm just doing it so that it's for the sake of doing it, but it's absolutely useless. So we want to manager roots.ref.root unlocked.connect to onRoot unlocked. Right there. We want to connect this. And what we want to do is, well, actually, I don't even want to have this to be visible, but also visible. So yeah, if root unlocked and if key is equal to underscore key, so I need to put an underscore here. If key, we want to unlock the root. And right there, we're going to go with unlock root. And we're going to go with visible equal true, disabled equal false. And right there, we want to have the opposite, disabled equal true, and visible equal false. So maybe actually I can just to extend that. I think I will create a root button class. I think I got an idea. So I'm going to extend this root button class and all this that will go Actually, they can all share the same script. What am I doing? That's going to be class name. And that's going to be extends button. And instead, I'm going to remove all this, delete this guy, discard, deattach the script, and go in my abstract scripts. Well, I will go in my user interface scripts. And right there, I will create a new script, which is going to be root button. All right. I'm going to grab root button. I'm going to paste everything in there like this. And I should be able to paste this guy there and have key as 001 and have this guy on root 2 and root 3 as well. So that now we have root 2, root 3, and have 002 and 003. Nice! Button disappeared. So not what's supposed to happen. So yeah. Oh, am I doing things in the wrong order? Because, let's see. I need to recheck the order here. Create the data, we initialize the user interface when it's ready. So if we instance the user interface when we're ready, oh no, it's after, well, it should be. We should have the data, right? So why is it not? Maybe I made the script bad. Root button. So on ready, we check if we have is unlocked. Disable false, visible true. Let me check this. Wait, what? Why didn't I go through this? Oh yes, because of the if. Obviously. So apparently we don't have... Whoop. I don't want to open that scene. Please get out. No! Go away. So we have roots 001. Why? Dude, what's happening to you? Isn't locked true. Come on. Okay, so that's because of this loading right there. So we're gonna make this individual to this guy. Actually, I don't need that. But what I need is to have our little guy here. Game narrate data roots and the key dot, well, it needs to be as, it doesn't need to be, but I like it to be. That will be dot is unlocked equal true. And actually I will leave it there as well. So this way we should at least have the root 1 button. So let's get rid of a few birds and rats. Let's hit the birds with other birds. Just in your face. And strong tackles. Actually, we don't need to capture anyone now. Let's just spam. Oh, there it is. Works so well. Oh no, why didn't I capture it? Screw me. So this afternoon I was testing things, and I kid you not, I just could not catch this Nidoran female. Like, first she didn't want to pop, like she's pretty much doing right now. And then she just didn't want to stay in the bowl. And I'm serious, like, I don't remember the odds, but Nidoran female is supposed to be more common than the males, I think. Or something happened that I'm not aware of it. And then the capture rate is not that bad. Where is it? Let's just check the database Pokemon, right? So she has it 50-50, right? And just she's 29. So if I go in the root database, on the root 2, yes. Like, there's 12 of it for 8 males. And yet, she doesn't want to show. So either the random generator is a little bit meh, or I'm very unlucky. Why do I capture everything? I actually don't need to. And it's very weird because on my first tests of the game, I actually had a lot of it, Nidoran female. But she straight up disappeared from the game. Oh, I actually have an idea. That would be weird. Well, no, because actually we've seen one. The hell, where is she? So I think that's Sparrow. We have a lot. Oh, there she is. Will you stay in the bowl? Please stay in the bowl. What is wrong with her? Oh, come on. Let's gust it. Finally. So yeah, we've got everything on the route 2. And now we can jump to the route 3. Grab the Whittle. The very tanky Whittle. Done. Now find the super tanky Caterpie. And we've pretty much done everything that's on this game at the moment. Right. That's it. That's all the Pokemon in the game right now. We do unlock the roads as we progress. It lacks a lot, like a ton of indicators and stuff. But it's alright. So I think what we're gonna do, how long have been? An hour and 20 minutes, that's fine. I think what I'm gonna do next, because definitely saving and loading is off the table for tonight. It's still daylight. Today, saving and loading is off the table, so what I'm gonna do is have the tooltips for the Pokemon there, so it displays the moves and the current attack, basically. Right. But before that, I will take a very quick break. So I'll be right back. Here I am, coming back from out of the screen. And now I'm on the screen. All right. So, so actually, I will get a little bit of experience on some new guys. So yeah, as I was saying earlier in the stream, we can basically make two teams, which is the poison team and the flying team. The flying team is a little bit lame because we only have two flying Pokemons. But yeah, it works. The poison team, I think, is very strong. Well, not against poison, of course. But not against birds. Well, they're actually very low level. I'm trying too much. Anyway, maybe we can, as I said, update the tooltip. So where is it? It's gonna be in Pokemon list view, but it's not loaded. Oh, it's right there. Pokemon list component. So right there, we update the label. And I think at the same time, we will update the tooltip. So do we have the tooltip like this? Tooltip text. Okay. So how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna create a new var, which is gonna be tooltip, right? Pretty basic. Equal to empty, and now we can populate it. So tooltip, we're gonna add attack first, like this, where attack is game.ref data, captured Pokemon. I guess we have a key. No, Pokemon ID is way too long. Why did I put that? As DB captured data, captured Pokemon. Yeah, the line is already at the max. Dart attack. Well, that fits, doesn't fit. Then we will break two lines. And we will add a list of the moves that we do know. That's going to be moves. Whoops. Moves. Like this. And then we're gonna... I need a loop. So that's gonna be for move, which is a string. In game. No. DB Pokemons dot dictionary of Pokemon ID as DB Pokemon. And there I should be able to grab a moves array. So now I should be cycling through an array of moves, and for each move we're gonna go with tooltip plus equal new line 1 2 3 spaces and name of the move like this, where we will have db attacks dot dictionary dot move as db attack, and there we get the name. That sounds right. And then when we're done, we will have this tooltip text equal tooltip. All right. Do I actually want to show the float value of attack? Probably not. Because in the game, I'm always cutting the attack. So right there, it's going to be int of this huge thing. Actually, I want to capture a few more Pokemon so that we can compare. Let's capture the Odish. No, doesn't want to. Alright, so we have a few Pokemons now. Gusting the Odish. So, yeah, PJ has one attack, Vine Whip, a seed. Tackle Gust, Tackle, Vine Whip, a seed. That's actually cool. Maybe we can add, because Oddish and Bulbasaur are pretty much redundant right now. So maybe what we can do is instead have a Charmander starter. That could be a little bit cooler. Or even a Pikachu. Let's actually make it Pikachu. So I need to grab the sprites. Yep. So wait a second. Let me grab the Pikachu sprite. That's gonna go in Documents, Godot, Assets, and Pokemon's Pikachu. Hey, knew you? So now we do have a new Pokemon to add to the database. So let's go on. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make those stats basically, because I don't like grab the stats out of thin air. So I get the number, obviously. So it's 25. 25. 25. Okay, it's just right before Sparrow. Not wrong. Neither wrong. So we have 29, and there we want 25. 25. And that's going to be Pikachu. And here, I could rename this Pikachu. Something's wrong. All right. Better. Then the type is going to be electric. Did I mistype electric? Is it a K at the end? I don't know. So we have a capture rate. So Pikachu is going to be let's have it 25. And as for the attack, basically I go in the statistics, in the stats, and I get the sum, not the sum, well, I don't know how you say that in English. The median? Whatever. I get this, I will always top it up by 1 because it's always a float. So here we have 54, and there we have the attack of Pikachu. So now I need to find the name of the attack in English, because I don't know the name of this attack in English. Where is it? Why is there so many attacks like this one? Thundershock. Wow, it sounds so badass. Why it's the worst of the worst. Right, is it just me or Thunder is better than Thundershock? I am not dreaming. Oh, it's Thunderbolt. My bad. My bad. So Thundershock. I hope it's not going to be too big. Well, I hope it doesn't mind. I guess it doesn't mind. So let's create an attack, actually. So we're going to have 08, which is Thundershock, which is typed electric, and 1.1 is perfect. So right now I'm actually going to go on Discord because I'm keeping track of these attacks IDs right there. So I know where these are. Thunder Shock. It's pretty handy to have this thing ready. And we want to change Pikachu so that instead of having Poison Sting, it has Thunder Shock. Alright. So now Pikachu exists. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is just start by creating. I think it's 25. I already forgot. Yup, 25. So now we should start the game with Pikachu. Yay! What's happening? Invalid index at 001. What is it? We are calculating the damages. So let's check this remote game data Pokemons. So we have 25, right? Makes sense. So why are you trying to go fetch 0001? What's your problem? Data.team? Oh, let me think. I think I made the crucial error of just changing the first line. Why I actually need to change all the line. Like this. Alright. Now the game shouldn't be exploding. Oh, that's bright. But we have a Pikachu with a Thunder Shock. I wonder how this PJ is going to survive this. Because it should actually take 5. It should get a one shot. Oh yes, it's a one shot. Kind of cool. Now it's a little bit more balanced. So PJ has one attack, one end. Pikachu has two. That's kind of low. But, you know. So we're done. Now, well, we could punish the things. We could rebalance those things. To be fair, should we call it the first version? Yes, we can. If you're wondering, because at the moment we never talked about evolutions. In fact, I'm quite intentionally choosing not to make evolutions in this game. So instead of having Pokemons evolving when they level up, I want the evolved Pokemons to be obtained in a different way. So, for example, I have an idea, I want to say it like this, of a system that I want to say is going to be a rare encounter system so that you have a chance to encounter a rare Pokemon. So let's say that on the Route 1, you could meet a Raticate or a Pidgeotto, something like this. And basically, when you meet a rare Pokemon, they would have way much more health. I'm thinking 10 times more health than the regular one. And they would have a kind of a timer where they would run away. And if they do run away, you actually still get the experience or the every loot you would have normally. You get everything. The only difference is that you don't get to try to catch it. So the idea is that in order to catch the rare Pokemon on each roads, you will need to have sufficient power to take them down as quick as possible before they run away. So this is why there's going to be no evolution in this game, so that bigger Pokemons have much more impact. And, there's this kind of flavor, I want to say, that, hey, I actually did manage to find that super rare, whatever it is. So yeah, that's the point. Anyway, I think we're getting closer to the end of the stream for today, because I don't see what I could do more. Because the save system, well, I can try to look at the save system, but it would be very boring, very boring. So instead, I think I'm just gonna call it done for today. And yeah, we will continue when I have a little bit more material to work with. So that's a little bit more interesting. So anyway, thank you to all the guys, all the people who were here on the chat today and on the just lurking. That was cool. I really enjoyed make this little feature. And I guess I will see you in the next video because the next thing that will pop up will most likely be a video. So I will be going.